Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. My name's Jeremiah Krakowski, and on this podcast, I help you grow in your business and in your life the mindset that affects business so that you can live a bigger life and have more impact to reach your goals. Now, if you haven't yet, make sure that you join the hashtag Grow Your Life Facebook group. There are 1,500 people in there, just like yourself, that are growing in their life and in their business. There's actually 2 courses in the group: the internet cash flow formula and how to create your perfect offer. They're totally free in the group for you to go through and learn how to build and grow your business. Now, on this episode, this podcast episode, I want to talk about something that came up in this week's intensive. We had a great 3-day intensive with people with Q&A back and forth. And one of the biggest things that I heard from a lot of people is about the fear of launching their dreams, about the worry of putting stuff out there, about when they build something, the fear of it not working out, about the worry and the fear of having a goal and not knowing if it's going to be working out, if it's the right path to take. This is a common thread that I heard from people. And so I want to address that and help you with that. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you are going to be 10 to 15% closer to your goals. This might save you 5 to 10 years off of your journey as an entrepreneur. That's my goal with this from you, is helping you with that. One of the biggest things that we need to do is defeat and really become more powerful than our fears, our worries. Anybody who has created a business that has been successful has done so in the face of those exact same fears that you're talking about. Every single person that has successfully done something and built a business has dealt with the same worries and fears that you are. So I want to validate that for you. Those are normal. Those are what literally everybody deals with and goes through. But the difference maker is the ones that are financially successful, the people that go after it, make 6, 7, 8, 9 figures beyond. They learn how to not allow that fear to have power over their lives. And it doesn't happen because they have a security net, by the way. It doesn't happen because they have a safety net of finances, by the way. It doesn't happen because they know all the right things or they have the perfect mentor or coach that told them all the things to do, quote unquote. It has to do with what was going on between their 2 ears first. And for all of you that are listening to this right now, if you're dealing with that worry and fear, I want you to start there. Where are you at in that? Nothing outside of you is going to fall in line and come together for you. And I know this from experience because I have seen people that have been very successful and dealt with these fears, and they've had a lot of success and then they lose it all. They have a lot of success and they lose it all. And personally, I've actually been somebody that has experienced this myself. I reached a certain level of success in the past, and then I got fearful of, well, what would that mean? Well, what if people came out of the woodwork? Well, what if there were bad actors that showed up? Well, what if this didn't succeed in that way? All of these fears and worries are super valid. I've experienced them. The people that I know that have been successful, multi-millionaires in business have experienced these same things too. And all of us are going to tell you that for you to get that momentum going, for you to things are going to start to click for you, things are going to start to come together, you have to act in spite of that fear. You have to take action regardless of those feelings. And that's going to be uncomfortable for you. That's going to be an uncomfortable feeling. Business is a risk. You're going to have to step out and take risks and do things that you've never done before, and be treated certain ways by people that are uncomfortable for you. You're going to be perceived in certain ways that you have not wanted to before. There's going to be instances that you are not going to like how they happen, and that's by design. Business, building a business from scratch, makes you come face to face with all of these worries and fears that you have. It makes you come face to face with what you're feeling and deal with those issues to disempower them. The idea is you're going to rise above in your own personal power above those feelings. And this doesn't happen because you got any level of new knowledge. This doesn't happen because you got any level of financial windfalls. This doesn't happen because you got a certain level of clout. This doesn't happen because you have somebody on your side or a partner. It doesn't. The financial windfalls, the things coming together for you, the knowledge, the partners, all of that happens after you become more powerful than your fear. And that's where I think a lot of people mix it up, is they're waiting until they are at a level of what they've seen other people be at, and they're comparing where they're at. Well, I'm not here. Like, you could look at a multimillionaire and be like, well, no wonder they're not afraid. They got millions in the bank. I wouldn't be afraid if I was where they're at. Da 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 da. And I hear this all the time from people. They didn't get there by having that mindset. And that's the mindset shift that you need to make to start to become more successful, is that you take action regardless of that feeling. You don't allow the potential mishaps, the possible failures, the people treating you, mistreating you, the situations not going how you want. You don't allow things not panning out the way that you want to keep you from taking action and sit around waiting until you have certainty. The people that have been successful financially took action even though there was no certainty of success. They took action even when people were saying things about them that were rude and mistreating them. They took action regardless of guarantees. And that's the risk that you have to take, my friends. That's the risk that you have to step into. Are people going to judge you? Yes. Does you not selling your products and services mean that you are a bad person? No. Your success, your results, your experiences, your performance does not dictate your inner value. And that's why I talk all the time on my social media about you have to start accepting yourself for where you are in the process. Accept yourself fully for who you are. Stop being so self-critical of yourself, of where you are, and start taking risky action towards your goals. Now, I'm not talking about throwing everything in and possibly losing everything. I don't think that that's wise, but you're going to have to look at, okay, this is my comfort zone. How far outside of it can I step today? How can I cross that line? Make it an intentional part of your everyday to cross past your comfort zone threshold on a regular, consistent basis with one new thing every single day. If you do that, that is going to compound over time for you. My friends, newsflash, there's never going to be a perfect moment for you to start launching your business, for you to start putting things out there, for you to finally know that everything's working out. The only perfect moment is to test things out. You're going to have to test things out. Even with a mentor and coach, you're going to have to test things out. And I tell my coaching clients this: I can't tell them how something's going to pan out in their unique business because there's too many variables without testing. So we are going to need to test it out to see how it works out. And guess what? If it fails, that's a good thing. We need to embrace that as a positive thing, as something that we are excited about, because we get to learn what didn't work and then apply that data to discover what will work. By analyzing the data, by looking at what's working, what's not, and stepping out there, you're going to be able to get more at bats. You know, think of it in a sports term, baseball, right? You got a hitter, he's hitting home runs. You got two baseball players. You got the superstar that hit 60 home runs in a season, right? But he struck out 100 times. Then you got the guy who's afraid to swing, and he struck out 20 times, but he's also only hit 2 home runs because he was afraid to fail. He was afraid to swing. These are the differences. You have to embrace failure as a learning process. Get more at-bats, get more swings, get more things in there, get more volume of people you're talking to. I would rather talk to 100 people in a week in my business and 70 of them say no than to only talk to 5 and only 3 say no. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I got 30 people that said yes instead of just 2. You need to increase and up your volume of people that you're connecting with on a regular basis, people that you're talking to on a consistent basis to get that feedback of what's working, what's going to work out. You're going to have to embrace things not going the way that you want as a good thing. You're going to have to enjoy that process, that hard part of the process. And you're going to have to flip your perspective from hard to easy. I see it as if I fail at something, if I don't fully succeed, and I have a lot of failures that have not worked out, I look at them now and I embrace them and say, okay, that's awesome that didn't work out. That's my favoriteest thing. I'm so happy now and have gratitude for the lessons that it taught me. I'm not being sarcastic here. I'm not being silly. I'm saying that's the mindset shift that you have to shift into being the business owner that you want to be. If you're somebody that it has something that you want to put out there, but you're not sure if your market wants it, you're not sure if people are going to buy it, you're not sure if it's the right thing, put it out there with total uncertainty to see what happens. And then when it doesn't work out, don't beat yourself up over it. Don't get negative on yourself over it. Have gratitude for the lessons that you learned. And then realize, well, looks like there was a misalignment in what I thought my audience wanted, what I thought my customers wanted. Your goal is to connect with the people that are going to buy from you. A volume of people, more people that are going to be your customers, the types of people that are going to purchase from you, to create more conversations, to hear what do they want. You're offering them what they want. Many times I see business owners giving people what they think they want, often wrapped up in what they need. People aren't taking action, and then they get distraught because they say, I did all the right things, I gave them what they want, when truly that belief is based on their perception, their lack of understanding. Well, they should want this. Well, they should want to lose weight, right? Everybody wants to lose weight. Why aren't they taking this? Well, you're disconnected from what they actually want because you haven't asked the questions. You haven't discovered what they actually want. And you have to be willing to ask the questions and not try to control the answers, not try to control the answers that people give you. Accept whatever answer comes. And I think that's probably one of the hardest things for people, is having total acceptance for the answers of, is this a positive or negative? Is this going to turn out? Getting rid of being attached to needing things to go your way, needing things to pan out the way that you think they should, is the number one skill that I think all of you need to learn, need to grow in, is not needing things to go how you want them to all the time. You might say, well, then why would I do anything? Well, if that's your attitude, yeah, I agree. You should probably just give up, quit now, and go get a job. Absolutely. That mindset is an employee mindset. You want certainty. You want security. You want guarantees. You want no risk. You want to know how things are going to turn out. If that's you, please do everybody a service and go get a job. You're going to be a lot happier as a person. For the rest of you that can embrace that as a good thing, embrace taking action in the face of uncertainty and have gratitude for whatever answer you get, whether you wanted it or not, accepting whatever answers you get to those questions, to those tests, and having an open mind to learning what you don't know, you're that much closer to reaching your goals. If you have that mindset, you can go out there, you can test 5, 10 different things, see which one sticks, see which one resonates with people. Social media is a great place to test things out with people, to see what's resonating with people. What are they grabbing onto? What are they buying into? What are they connecting with and not? Because you're going to be able to get instant feedback from people. A lack of engagement on your social media is a great thing, because that means nobody was interested in what you were talking about. You were probably talking about what you cared about or what you thought they should be interested in, and it has nothing to do with what your audience actually cares about. That's a good thing to discover. So you got to ask them for feedback. What are they dealing with? What do they care about? What are they going through? What have they tried in the past? Start asking more questions of actual human beings. Start connecting with people that breathe. They have a heartbeat. They have a pulse like you, actual humans on planet Earth that can communicate and connect with you. The internet isn't this place where we just hide out and avoid people, where we just stay away from people. And you might say, well, that exposes me to risk of people attacking me and being rude and being mean. Yeah, absolutely it does. And you know what? Once you grow above that fear and you realize that you're more powerful than any bad actors on the internet could possibly imagine to be, you won't let that control you. I've been building business online for years, 17 years. I've seen the worst of the worst people come out of the woodwork on the internet with myself and my clients. To be honest, none of them are as bad as they seem. I mean, seriously, they aren't. I used to get really caught up in my head about this. The block button is really helpful. You don't need to engage with those people, just block them. You might say, well, yeah, but I don't like being blocked by people. Do it for your own sanity. Boundaries are important. Having good boundaries, having powerful boundaries where you don't allow people to poop all over you, their thoughts is important in business. Pay attention to what voices you're listening to, the friends, the family that you're telling about your dreams. We need to stop doing our business to get validation. Stop doing it to be validated as a good person. Stop doing it to be validated of I'm doing all the right things, and do it out of a goal of service. Who am I looking to help today? Who am I trying to reach to help? How can I connect with people that need what I offer? When you shift your thinking away from I need engagement, I need to get a sale, I need people to buy from me, to how can I connect with other humans to know how I can help serve them, and that's your goal, you'll see the information that you're lacking and the feedback of what they want will fill itself in automatically because people will tell you how you can best serve them. Now, you might say, well, that's not in the way that I want to serve them. I want to serve them in this way. At the end of the day, you can't make anybody want what they don't want. You can't force anybody to do something that they don't want to do on the internet and in your business. Okay? So you're going to have to go where you have an audience, where people are connecting with you, and connect with them in those ways of delivering what they want. And that's what I go over in my course, Irresistible Offers That Sell, is how to create offers that people want. We have to break past this fear, though, of things going our way, of needing to get a positive result if we ever put anything out there, and not putting things out there for the risk of it not working out. Break free from that prison. It really is a mental prison to where you have all these dreams, all these ideas, but you're not willing to put it out there. You're not willing to launch it without the guaranteed certainty of getting a positive result that you're wanting. You got to break free from that. People that are successful in business have learned how to not allow that fear to have power over their lives, and they take action in spite of how things work out. Start to act to test. Is it going to work out perfectly every single time? Nope. And that's by design. And that's what you want to happen. It might take you 5 to 10 years to reach your goals. There's no such thing as a perfect pitch. There's no such thing as a perfect sales message. There's no such thing as the perfect result. Perfection is the lowest possible standard. Ed Milet talked about this on his social media. He had a great post that he put on his Instagram that I shared with my followers. It says, perfection is the lowest possible standard. Right here, you can see it on the video. And what he talks about is this, is perfection is a cop-out excuse. I'm going to read it to you. It's the lowest standard that you can set for yourself. Of course, we all need to live by standards. We structure our lives and set our goals and measure our success based on these standards. Because our activity, conduct, and performance are all based on our standards, it's imperative that we set high standards for ourselves. See, you need to set high standards for yourself. But did you know that perfection is the lowest possible standard? Why? Because it's unreachable, unattainable, and impossible. When you say I'm a perfectionist as an excuse or a crutch or a safety net, It prevents us from taking massive action. Being a perfectionist slows us down. It's the greatest hindrance to actually doing anything great in your life. People who claim to be perfectionists fail to take risks, and they hide behind the impossible illusion of possible perfection when none of that will ever happen for them. If you struggle with this issue, stop kidding yourself and everyone else around you, and be willing to take a risk to do something great and not hide under the false standard that is impossible to reach. There's no perfect performance, no perfect delivery, no perfect timing, no perfect execution. There are people who do take massive action and set high standards. And those are the ones who don't stay frozen and hidden in the shadows of fear under the guise of being perfect, to where they won't take action until all the things are perfect around them. Which one will you be? Drop the perfectionist excuse, change your mindset, set some real standards that you can achieve, and take massive action. You want to know what a standard that you can achieve is? I launched my product to test it out. Some of you have a standard of perfection for your first launch that it needs to produce this result, and it's unattainable for you. Your attainable thing at that point needs to just be putting it out there, and celebrate yourself that you actually put it out there. Because if you're not putting stuff out there, you're not putting multiple things out there every week, that's where you got to get to. Putting multiple things out there every single week. When you show up consistently, when you stay tenacious, when you don't allow how things pan out to dictate whether you do or don't do, and you take action no matter how you feel, you take action despite the fear, despite needing to know, you take action in the face of uncertainty, that's your goal. Set a standard for yourself of just taking action, just showing up. Listen, if I was to go to the gym and wanted to lift 400 pounds today, and then I beat myself up and I said, I'm never going to the gym until I can lift 400 pounds. That's impossible. But if I said, you know what, I'm just going to show up in the gym parking lot because that's going to be a great thing. I haven't shown up in the gym parking lot in months. I'm going to show up in the parking lot just to say I got there, and maybe I'll walk through the door, and celebrating that level of success, celebrating yourself doing something, which is better than doing nothing, showing up every single day. When you do this and you stay consistent with that process and you move just a little bit beyond your comfort zone every single day, things start to come together for you. You start to learn what you don't know. You start to discover those things that you've been uncertain on. You start to discover what you're not sure of. You start to test things out and get that data that's going to tell you exactly what your customers want, what you need to say to get them to buy from you, and how to connect with them to purchase from you. Waiting until you know all that before you step out is a fantasy. Start stepping out in faith, do things even without guarantees. It's a cop-out that you're waiting until everything is perfect before you take action. Start taking action today, regardless of how it's going to pan out, regardless of what you know right now, to test things out, and that will start to move the needle forward for you. And if you're somebody that wants to know just a little bit more about what to do and how to do this process, again, I got courses, Irresistible Offers That Sell. I walk you through that. There's a free course in the Grow Your Life community called Create Your Perfect Sales Offer, where I talk about, for 3 days, I go in a deep dive of what a sales offer is and how to get those sales. That's really going to help you in there. I have over 97 episodes of this podcast that you can listen to. If you want to talk personally with me, you can schedule a free 15-minute call with me on my website, jeremiahkrakowski.com. You can go to my website and schedule it totally free. There's no obligation. It's not a sales pitch. And we can talk through where are you at in your business and what it's going to take to get you to the next level. What it's going to take to get you to start making 6 figures, to start making 7 figures in a business that's sustainable. What I help people with every single day, my coaching clients. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to talk with you through those things, through your unique issues. You can go to my website, jeremiahkrakowski.com, click on free call, and schedule that call with me. We'll talk soon, everybody. Have a good one.